Hello, my name is Beth Gravitt. I'm with the Kentucky Department of Education, Office of Education Technology. Today I'm here to talk to you about Microsoft Teams. We'll look at creating a team, some of the activities you can do within a team, including chat and sharing files, and Teams meetings, both scheduled and impromptu. Let's get started. From within Microsoft Teams, you can select the Teams option on the left toolbar. If this is your first time to use Teams and you're not a member of any teams, you'll have a blank screen. Otherwise, you may see some teams that you're a member of. To create a new team, select Join or Create Team. Here you may see some teams. These would be public teams, teams that anyone can join. To join a public team, hover over the team and select Join Team. Maybe you've received an email inviting you to join a team. That email will include a code. You could enter that code here and select Join Team. Otherwise, we'll select Create Team. You'll see that there are 4 types of teams. Let's take a look at how they differ. The 4 types of teams are class, professional learning community, staff, and other. Instead of going over the whole thing, let's talk about the significant differences. In class, you have a teacher who owns the team and adds students. Students have only write access in the areas they've been given permission to, while the teachers have the ability to moderate all student chat. Teachers also have the ability to assign, track, and review students' work, export their grades, while everyone can collaborate in a classroom-type setting. Quizzes, polls, forms are all available within a class. A few of the differences between them is professional learning community. All of the educators share an equal read and write permission. While in staff, you'll still have staff leaders in controlling positions, with staff members having write permissions in certain areas. While in other, you'll have a team owner who will add team members, and those team members will share an equal read and write permission unless the team owner changes those settings. So let's create a team. For today's purposes, I'm going to select Other. First up, a team name. Let's do Learning Teams. Here's where you can enter a description about your team. This will share with others what your team is all about, what your goals are, what your purpose is. The next choice is privacy. You can create a public or a private team. As we looked earlier, a public team is a team that anyone can join. Where a private team, only the team owner can add members. We're going to do a private team for today's purposes. If you happen to have a team template, you can certainly use that. By clicking this, it would show me templates of teams I'm already part of. For today, I'm just going to choose Next. Once your team is created, you need to add members. To add members, type in their information and click Add. Once you have all the team members added that you want to have, you can click Close. Your team is automatically built with an area to post information. You can have a conversation here through chat, or any activity that occurs within this portion of the team may be posted here. There will also be a Files tab. This is a location where you can upload files. Again, a place where you can share and collaborate on information. You can add additional tabs by clicking the plus button. There are many options for tabs that you may wish to add. To give you an idea, I'll select Planner. First, you'll need a name for your planner, and then click Save. My planner has been created. It will automatically create a to-do bucket. You can add additional buckets by selecting Add New Bucket. I'm going to create a bucket called Videos, and maybe a bucket called Project Work. Within each of these buckets, I can select to add task. Upon adding task, I'm going to give my task a name. I'll set a due date and I'll assign someone. You will only be able to assign members of your team. In this case, I guess this one's mine. When a task is complete, the member can come in and check it off. The tasks don't go away, they move to a completed area. If you discover that the task is actually not complete, you can always come back and remove the check mark. In my case, that's true. Some other options you have with a task are within the ellipses. You can give a task a label or a color so that you can easily identify the type of task. You may assign it to someone else. Copy the task because you want to use that same format again. Copy a link or move the task or delete it altogether. In this case, I think I'm going to move the task because it seems that videos may be the better place for this. To do so, click Move Task, select the bucket to which you want to move it, and select Move. You can also filter your planner by many options. As you can see, due dates, late, priorities, labels, and within buckets. You may also group by bucket, depending on how you want to see your data. So this is just an example of one of the many tabs that can be added here. Within a team, you may also wish to create channels. I may wish to have a channel for one of the programs I work a lot with, which is STLP. I might give that a description, and within the privacy, again, I have the ability to make it standard, which means everyone on the team will be able to access that, or set it as private. By setting it as private, I will specify who on the team can have access or have only myself having access. This is a great way if you need to have a large team. For example, let's say you have a whole school and you want all of your teachers in a team, but then you would create a channel that may be for only a particular grade, or a channel that's only for a particular subject, or a channel that's for a team within a grade. Once you make your choice, select Next. Now, because I selected Private Channel, it wants me to select who else on my team can see it. For this purpose, I'm going to keep this private, and only I'm going to be able to see it. You can see that now I have a channel listed under my team. It shows that it's locked or private, but it also has a post and files. Now, the post, there's no one here to chat with, but the files, this may be a place that I would store files related to STLP that others may not need. Be aware, when you create a team, you want more than one owner. You also do not want to have a great deal of files stored privately in case something were to happen and others were to need to get to them. Some of the additional changes that you can make within a team is if you're an owner, you can manage the team. This lets me see who the owners are and who the members and guests are. I can add members from here. I can see any pending requests that are out of people wanting to join my team if it were a public team, or people that I have sent a request to join. I can see the channels within my team, some of the settings for adding a team picture, members permissions, guest permissions, at mentions, team codes, etc. I do have an analytics that will show me who's using the team, how we're using the team, how many meetings have happened, and our overall engagement. And then a list of the apps that are connected to my team. Another important part of a team is setting up your notifications. To do that, you'll want to come to the main part of the team, select More Options, and select Channel Notifications. Here, you can select All Activity, meaning you'll be notified anytime there's activity within the team. You you can select off and receive no activity notifications. The other option would be to select custom. And here you can choose what you see and how you see it. So one of the things that you can do as part of a post is mention someone or at them. Here's an example of where I have typed in at my other account and sent a chat. It will notify that account that they have been mentioned in their activity list, which is located in the toolbar on the left. They may reply to the chat, they may choose to like or add a different emoji to the chat, or select more options. It's important here to note that chats are permanent and cannot be deleted except for by the sender. So if you have a situation where you have a lengthy chat going on with some folks, the only part of that that can be removed is your part. And I'll show you how that works. If I click delete, you'll see that the message has been deleted from the view, but it can be brought back. So always remember that when you are chatting, you're creating a permanent record. Some other things you can do within chat is share files by selecting attach. It gives you the ability to browse teams and channels, your OneDrive, or upload from your computer. In this case, I'll upload from my computer and give you an example. Here's a PDF form that I want to share with my team. I can either upload it in chat by clicking send, and all of the team will have access to that. It will also be stored automatically in files. If I don't need to add it to the chat, I can come here directly and select upload. Again, this will take me to my computer where I can search for a file and select open. That file will be uploaded automatically. If I want to download a particular document, I can select it and select download. I may want to pin a document to the top so I can find it by clicking pin. I can rename a document based on the permissions I have. I do have the ability to copy or move it based on those permissions, or check it out. If I check the document out, it prevents others from working on it while I have it open. Otherwise, we can collaborate. Here I have some abilities to determine how I see the information. I can see it in a list view, which is what we're looking at here, or a compact view, or as tiles. So that's a little bit about Teams. My best suggestion is to get in there and practice. There's a whole lot of information here and a whole lot of ability here that is very difficult to cover in a short amount of time. I will share with you at the end of this some links to some Microsoft trainings that you may enjoy if you want to learn more about Teams. Now let's take a look at Teams meetings. I'm going to go to my calendar, and from my calendar within Teams, I have a few options. Maybe I'm attending a meeting. I can select the meeting and select join. When I go to join the meeting, Microsoft will check with me so that I can choose my audio and video settings before I enter the meeting. Here I have my camera turned off, my microphone is on, but I may choose to mute it so that when I go into the meeting, I don't disrupt anything. Here I can check my speaker settings and determine that I am using the correct speakers. Once everything is good and I'm ready to go, I can select Join Now. While waiting for others to join, let's take a look at the toolbar. To make your toolbar appear, wiggle your mouse. The toolbar will show you how long the meeting has been running. The next is your video and whether it is on or off. Next, you'll find your microphone, whether you're muted or unmuted. You have the ability to share your screen. We'll look at that a little further in a moment. You have the ability to raise your hand. If you have a question, you can raise your hand. You have the ability to show the conversation that's taking place during a meeting. So if people are chatting as part of the meeting, this is where that information will be. And you have the ability to look and see who the participants of this meeting are. In this case, you can see I'm the only person in the meeting, while others that have been invited are not yet here. A few other options in your toolbar are under the ellipses, which is show your device settings, which will allow you to select your speaker and microphone and camera. You can also show meeting notes. If you're interested in taking notes, you can click Take Notes. This will start a OneNote notebook for your meeting. You can see the meeting details, which is really the information about how to join the meeting. You can enter a full screen mode that makes your meeting full screen. To leave full screen mode, you can click Escape on your keyboard. You can turn on live captions. The live captions in Teams meetings works very well and is turned on by each individual. So you do not have to turn on your closed captions for members attending your meeting. They will do that for themselves. You can call someone and bring them into the meeting by entering their phone number. When they answer, they will be dropped directly into the meeting via audio. It's always best to let someone know you're calling because the moment they answer, they are part of the meeting and can be heard by all attendees. Another option is you may start a recording. Teams meetings will record for a total of 4 hours. If your meeting exceeds 4 hours, you may want to schedule a break at about the 3-hour and 45-minute mark so that you can take a moment to stop that recording and start a second recording. All Teams meeting recordings are stored in Stream, which is part of Office 365. You can select here to end the meeting, and you can select here to turn off incoming video. If everyone has their video camera on, sometimes that will cause problems based on your internet connectivity speed. If you're finding that things are choppy and you're not hearing everything, you can turn off the incoming video. You will still be seen if you have your video camera on. It just will not be bringing the video of others into you, and that may resolve some of those problems. When your meeting is over and you hang up, anything that has been chatted, files that have been shared, or the recording will all be stored in your chat. And you can go back to those at any time by going to your chat on your left toolbar, locating the meeting that you were in, and it will show you the chat, the files, any meeting notes, or whiteboard information. It may be that you want to schedule a meeting. To do so, you can go either to your Outlook calendar and select New Teams Meeting, or come to your Teams calendar and select New Meeting. By clicking the drop-down, I can select to schedule a meeting. Give it a title, add your attendees, select the date and time, determine whether or not your meeting will be repetitive. You can add an entire channel. Let's add our general channel and invite the team. And you can include any details for the meeting. Once your invitation is complete, you click Send. Another option is not all meetings are scheduled. Some just happen naturally. If that happens, you can come into your Teams calendar and select Meet Now. Once you've joined the meeting, you can add others by including them here. When I type someone in, it will call them. And when they answer, they will be dropped into the meeting. So certainly a very quick and easy way to meet. Another thing that I didn't mention earlier in our meeting that you have the ability to do when you're in a meeting is download an attendance report. The organizer has this ability. No, the attendees do not. So as an organizer, you have to make a decision as to whether or not you want to download an attendance list or not. If you do, your next decision is what you're trying to gain. Do you want to know who attended the meeting? If so, 10 or 15 minutes into an hour-long meeting, click Download Attendance List. It's located in the People panel under the ellipses under Download Attendance List. If your interest is to know not only who attended, but how long they stayed, wait until the end of the meeting, and prior to leaving the meeting, select Download Attendee List. And you will receive an attendee list that will show who attended your meeting, what time they joined, and what time they left. Something that we skimmed over earlier was the ability to share. When you select to share, a panel will display in the lower quarter of your screen, giving you the options of where you can share from. Since this is very small, I'm going to switch quickly to a PowerPoint presentation so that we can see it larger. When you select to share, you'll have several options. You can share your entire desktop. In this case, there's no limits. Your audience will see what you see. They'll see every program you open or any move you make on your machine. If you have multiple screens, they will be stacked here. You can share a window only. In this situation, I could select to share only my session agenda, and no matter what else I had open on my machine or what else I did on my machine while I was sharing that, my audience would see only that agenda. You also have the option to share a PowerPoint presentation. You can share that as part of a PowerPoint or as part of a window. One of the defining decisions on which place to share will be if your PowerPoint has a video that includes embedded audio. In order for your audience to be able to hear the audio within your video, you will have to select Include System Audio. Unfortunately, right now, the only option that Include System Audio works with is sharing a PowerPoint within a window or by your desktop. It does not work with sharing it as part of a PowerPoint. Another option you have is to share a whiteboard. When collaborating on a whiteboard, all of your meeting attendees have the ability to draw by selecting a pen and moving about. It's important to note that if you're recording your meeting, your whiteboard is not recorded in live action. Instead, it's saved as a file at the end of your meeting. Once you're done with the whiteboard, you can click Stop Presenting. This is just a few of the many things you can do within Teams. I encourage you to create a team, add members, see what works for you and see what doesn't. Here are a few links to Microsoft-provided Teams trainings. I hope this session has been of some benefit to you. If you need to reach out to me, again, my name is Beth Gravitt, and you can reach me at beth.gravitt@education.ky.gov. Thank you for your time.